Will Howard. Is Will Howard good? Hey, listen, I wanted to get Shadir Sanders. I really did. I was hoping the Steelers would get Shadir, but that didn't happen. And they drafted Will Howard, and I got to admit, I'm kind of excited. It's kind of a situation where you know you you hope for the best, but you expect the guy. He could be Tom Brady, sixth round pick. I mean, you can't say six Super Bowls, cheating with Bill Belichick, but he could be a sixth round pick who ends up good, similar to Tom Brady. He could end up Ben Roethlisberger. He can scramble. He's big. He's tall. He can diagnose defenses. He's accurate. He got a deep ball. He can make all the throws. But at the same time, he could be Landry Jones or Mason Rudolph. Also had the same type of excitement. Good in college, same type of critique, struggling against tougher defenses. Like Rudolph, he played. They say, oh, he won those three games. Well, he beat Seattle's worst-ranked defense, Cincinnati's worst-ranked defense, and then Rudolph beat Baltimore Ravens' third-string team. And in those games, Rudolph did not light it up. He didn't destroy those teams. He got one measly touchdown in the fourth quarter and one on celebrated he was so freaking happy, which I am happy for him too. And that he helped the Steelers win and make the playoffs, and it's very exciting and great. But he's struggling really, really hard to get one touchdown. You know what I mean? He's not ripping the. I'm talking about Mason Rudolph here. People want to talk about how he won those three games. His fans want to say he won the three games. Listen, Kenny Pickett was 7-2. And maybe Pickett was right to say, hey, I lost my job due to injury. I should be starting. But Tomlin kind of surrendered to the fan pressure. Everyone was like, Rudolph never got a chance. Rudy never got a chance. So he played. He beat those three teams, but he beat the Cincinnati Bengals, which was the 30th ranked defense in the league. He beat the Seattle Seahawks, which was the 31st ranked defense in the league. And then he beat the Baltimore Ravens, lower ranked defense. When he got into the playoffs and played Buffalo with a great defense who was game planning against him, he could barely complete a single pass in the whole first half. He only completed two passes in the first half. In the second half, he got going a teeny bit. I think they got within one score, but then he threw a touchdown and they lost 30-17. But so he was given a chance. He was given a playoff game. When you game planned against him, he could barely complete a single pass. So, yeah, he could. And even if you look at those games that Mason Rudolph won, and I'm happy he won, and it was exciting. I enjoyed watching it. I was rooting for him to win. And when he won, I was excited. But it was still one measly touchdown in the second half. You know what I mean? And he's celebrating like he won the Super Bowl. Now, a good quarterback throws 3 or 4 touchdowns per game. You're getting 21 to 28 to 35. Then you're a good offense. Getting 7 points a game is not good. Plus a few field goals. So the Steelers are getting 13, 16 points a game. And these fans with Justin Fields and Mason Rudolph, and the fans go, oh, they're good. I like these guys. They're getting one measly touchdown a game. And it's they need a reality check that to be good, you need to get 3 touchdowns a game, 21 points. 2 touchdowns a game is okay. And you're doing okay. You could get 14, a few field goals. Maybe you win, you get 20 points a game. It's okay. But Rudolph is getting 1 touchdown per game. And you guys are calling him good. You Rudolph fans, saying he's better than, oh, don't call Aaron Rodgers. Give Rudy a chance. Rudy never got a chance. Rudy had 1 touchdown versus Cincy. 1 touchdown. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't like he didn't destroy the Bengals. He didn't destroy The Ravens. The Raven game, he got one touchdown in the fourth quarter, and it was George Pickens. It was like an average throw over the middle that Pickens broke. So it wasn't like he did this amazing. It wasn't like he just had one miraculous touchdown. The Steelers won because they had a decent, and they're playing Baltimore's third stringers. So really, if Rudolph came in and threw three touchdowns, it was like, yeah, then fucking play him, dude. But this is like Bubby Brister, you know. You're 9-7. You're lucky when you win, and you're surprised when you win. I'm not rooting for Rudolph to fail. I'm just like a reality check. A better quarterback is throwing 21, 28 points per game. So, and you look at Aaron Rodgers, he had 28 touchdowns last year and 3,800 yards. Rudolph has had 3,800 yards in his whole life. And Aaron Rodgers had that in one season on the Jets. So, in one bad season on a bad Jets team, yeah, the record's 5-12. That shows that the Jets stink. The Jets always stink. But Aaron Rodgers had 28 touchdowns. They would have liked him back. Actually, he didn't want to go play for the Jets anymore. I'm not 100% sure what happened, but I talked to fans and said, you know what? I didn't have a problem with Aaron Rodgers. I thought I would, but once he got here, he was actually super nice. He talks to the media. He talks to the fans. The players like him. He mentors the players. Now, he is an idiot on social media, like on Pat McAfee show, giving science advice. And look, people could die from his science advice. And I wish he would shut the fuck up about COVID-19. But just between the white lines, listen, go watch 2024 highlight film of NFL Jets 2024. And Aaron Rodgers can still sling. He's getting outside of the. I thought the same when they said. I said, "Oh no, please God, no, not this science-denying asshole," you know. But then I looked into it and said, "Well, wait, maybe can he still throw?" I looked at the highlights of New York, and I'm like, "Oh shit, he's throwing the ball 30 yards down the field with timing. The receiver's at the 10-yard line. He throws a ball." And it's like right on target. And I'm like, oh, damn, he could still throw. And he was like, oh, he had 4,000 yards passing. And then he finished 7th in the league. Russell Wilson was like 15th in the league. And the Steelers were 10-2. They were competing. So arguably Rodgers is better than Wilson. And then even though Russell Wilson beat Rodgers, and I'm a big Russell Wilson fan, the problem with Russell Wilson was Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith wouldn't design. I should do a podcast and not just have this video guy. I should do a full-on, bigger me and everything, and have like pictures of the people I'm talking about and do a full podcast. But because all of this is like just coming out of me, But Arthur Smith, you have to have design rollout plays because Philadelphia showed how you can just box Russell in and hold your hands up, and then you take away like 30% of his passing that way. And Smith and Tomlin got really frustrated, had him handing off the rest of the year, and Russell improvising, telling the receivers, hey, do the play we talked about, you know what I mean? And like Smith doesn't know, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? And Smith, and then you get 400 yards. It works to the tune of 400 yards, but it was a bit of an improvisation. And Tomlin and Smith didn't like that, so they failed to get play action pass. They failed to get bootleg pass for Russ. But as far as just like passing accuracy, there's only, and I said it all last year that Russell Wilson is number 2 all time passing QB rating, only behind Aaron Rodgers. Well, now Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson passed them up last season, so now they're down 3 and 4. But still, Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson are both there as far as. So I think Aaron already gave the Steelers a verbal agreement, just like he did with the Jets. He told the Jets closer to the deal. Same deal here. And I think he's probably resting right now and getting himself into good shape. I don't think he's eating McDonald's and I think he's probably resting his mind and his spirit right now, and that's why he said, "I look, man, I just want to stay away from the NFL for a month or two, and then I'll come sign and fully immerse. But just give me a couple months away." And then Rooney said, "It makes total sense. Makes total sense. I don't want to comment on it publicly because then what happens is the everywhere I go. I mean, and now the what are you going to do is it's the kind of lesson they're leaving him alone. But once he signed with the Steelers, it's like he's got to be fully immersed, man. So it's like, just give me 2 months off, bro. And I fully understand it, and that's why he came on the Pat McAfee show and said, "I'm not asking for more money. 10 million a year would be fine. I'm not trying to get more money out of the Steelers. I'm not petitioning the Vikings. I'm not petitioning the Saints. I'm just trying to clear my head and enjoy my summer. I'm not holding the Steelers hostage. They're free to make another decision." And he's hinting what he's saying is, I feel I'm the best choice. If they want to move on, go ahead. But I feel like that would be a mistake to move on. For me, I'm one of the best of all time, Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? So he's saying, yeah, if they want to move on, move on. But I'm not sitting there holding, because everyone's trying to demonize him. He's like casting out the demons, basically saying, look, man, I'm not petitioning the saints. He said, this is all fabrications. People are just making this stuff up of thin air. He said, I'm sick of reading this bullshit. So I just wanted to dismiss a lot of it and say, no, I had great conversations with Tomlin. I had great conversations with Rooney. I'm not holding them hostage. They know exactly how I feel. And then Rooney called Aaron right before the draft, and then they drafted in the 6th round. So they weren't after the conversation. So all signs point to me being correct, and something would have to happen for that to change. So leave Aaron alone, and also quit demonizing these people. He's just talking on the radio. Like, I'm against what he's saying on the radio 100%. I mean, he's a Trumpster, and I am more of a left-wing lunatic. But so I don't agree with Rodgers' politics. But on the field, let's see what he can do. He still seems to have a gun, and also his leadership. I don't know that you want to question it. I mean, there has been some questionable, like the way he threw Mike Williams under the bus wasn't nice. He said Williams ran the wrong route there, man. Well, then you're not supposed to throw the ball if he ran the wrong route. But maybe he's right, and maybe he's mad. He's like, fuck this, dude. And maybe they're blaming him all the time, and he's like, fuck it, dude, I'm going to say the truth. And maybe it's because he just got here. Maybe Mike Williams, he just got there late. He didn't get there till a few weeks in. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe I am making excuses for the guy because I want to get excited, like I said. I want Rodgers to come in and do good and mentor. Uh, and that's why I was talking about Mason Rudolph, because I looked at the statistics, and Aaron Rodgers last year on the Jets, last year on the Jets team, Rodgers got as many stats as Mason Rudolph has in his whole life. If you go look at it, Rodgers 2024 stats, 4,000 touchdowns, 4,000 yards passing, 28 touchdowns. Rodgers 2024 stats, 4,000 yards passing, 28 touchdowns. Mason Rudolph lifetime stats, 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns. Isn't that weird? It's kind of weird how they're like Mason Rudolph's lifetime stats are about. So let them compete and let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm all for it, man. Because it would be embarrassing for Mason, dude. If you really did make him compete and Aaron's throwing 3 touchdowns a game, and people say Tomlin didn't give, it's nonsense. Mitch Trubisky got the first quarter. Pickett got the second quarter, and then Mason Rudolph got the whole second half of all three games. And y'all sit here and say, he didn't give Mason a chance. You Mason Rudolph fans are pathetic. Pathetic! Mason Rudolph fans, you are pathetic. Mike Tomlin didn't give him a chance. It was a sham competition. Bullshit. Trubisky played the first quarter. Pickett played the second quarter. And Rudy played the whole fucking second half of three of the games. They didn't even play the fourth guy. And they want to say, Rudy didn't get a chance. My beloved Mason Rudolph didn't get a chance. Let me say it again. They played Mitch Trubisky one quarter, Kenny Pickett the second quarter, and Mason Rudolph the whole second half of three of the games, and he had the least amount of yards, the least amount of touchdowns, the least QB rating. He threw one touchdown against the fourth stringers of Jacksonville in the fourth quarter and celebrated like he won the Super Bowl, jumped up and down like a fucking jackass. So Tomlin said, yeah, he beat junior varsity. Tomlin's trying to put it in perspective for the fans. Because like his overselling it, hey, I got that. He's like a salesman at that point. Once Rudy got that touchdown against the final minute of the preseason game, for heaven's sake, against guys that aren't even in the league anymore, he's celebrating like he won the Super Bowl. Okay, so and if you go look at that sham competition, the Rudy didn't get a chance crowd, go look at the statistics, okay? Mitch Trubisky had the best QBR, then Pickett, then Rudolph. And that's how they started the season, exactly how the stats fell. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and Mitch Trubisky came out, stunk. Kenny Pickett ended up taking over. But Rudolph at no point, and then when Rudolph won those three games to get us into the playoffs, Pickett was 7-2. Mason Rudolph threw one touchdown in those games against the 30th ranked defense of Cincinnati. I'm not a Rudolph hater. I'm just being realistic, man. 30th ranked Cincinnati, 31st ranked Seattle, and then Baltimore's third string. And in that game, Rudolph did not destroy those defenses. He's just winning the game with one touchdown in the fourth quarter. He's a competitor. It's exciting. I like watching him win, but he's not lighting it up like, say, Aaron Rodgers having a good day. And even if he's Aaron Rodgers losing 24-35, and he threw three touchdowns, they got a field goal, and they still lost. But they outscored Steelers on most days of the week, because Russell Wilson and Fields combined last year had 3,100 yards, 3,300 yards. The Rodgers had 500 yards more than Wilson, and he had 8 more touchdowns than. So it's an upgrade over. He probably won't throw for 3,800 yards on the Steelers. It probably, because if you look at, he'll probably down around, I don't know, who knows? Maybe he can get 4,000 yards passing with the Steelers, but he'll probably get down around 3,000. Mason Rudolph would be lucky to get 2,000 yards. If he's your starter, you're lucky to get 2,000 yards, and you're lucky to get about 13 to 16 touchdowns, and you might be 9-10-7 or 9-8. With Rodgers, you might be 11-6, 12-5. So I think Rodgers is just like slightly better. Like Howard, I don't know yet, because we don't know. Is he going to come in like Ben Roethlisberger and be able to be competent right away? Because Ben wasn't great his first year. Ben handed off most of the time his first year, but they had him. They had a good running game and a good defense, so they were able to like run pass with Ben, and then Ben would do a high percentage third down conversion and that was it. And then he would go back to handing it off. So he didn't like, but he was good. He was efficient. But I don't know that they're going to even give Howard a chance. I mean, if Rodgers comes in, then they'll probably have Howard and Rudolph compete for number two. That's what I imagine is going to happen. I don't see them like calling Kirk Cousins. If it comes down to Kirk Cousins or if like Rodgers bails on this plan, which I don't think will happen, I don't know what the Steelers will do. But I'm pretty sure they have verbal confirmation. I'm 99.9% sure that Rodgers will be a Steeler, and it's just a matter of signing the paper. There's that 1% chance that he can always, renege at the last minute, but I don't think he's going to do that. This kid Howard, I'll be 100% honest, man. I really wanted Shadir Sanders. I wanted Sanders so bad, like, because I grew up watching. Deion Sanders play, and I hated Deion Sanders. He was like Rod Woodson's nemesis. There were two players in the league that were the best at their position. Cornerback, it was Rod Woodson and Deion Sanders. And then you had Ed Reed and Palomalu at the safeties. But those two were like the premier cornerbacks in the league for 6 or 7 years in a row. And it was always an argument who's better, Deion. And Woodson was always better because he could tackle. Woodson was more of a physical player who would tackle the run in the backfield, and that made Woodson a little bit better than Sanders. But Sanders was great as far as like his coverage and getting 10 interceptions every year and this and that. But Sanders was a good teammate. He played on a bad Falcons team. The Falcons stunk most of the time. And he never complained, So this moniker that Sanders is trouble, it's nonsense. Even though I hated him because prime time. I mean, that's other than saying prime time. He doesn't really do. He's not like selling crack or like the typical stereotypical bad things that they try to say black people do. You know what I mean? He's not like robbing banks, raping girls. In fact, Peyton Manning is considered NFL royalty, and he has a sexual assault accusation from Tennessee State. I never heard that about the Sanders family, but yet the White Rooney family is royalty, and Archie Manning, everyone wants to wait for him, even though he has 400 yards. And the Sanders is nothing but trouble, because he says, prime time. This this college coach who's dedicated to his family is nothing but trouble because he says prime time. That's why he's nothing but trouble. What? I don't like how he says prime time. You know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous, man. And when the Steelers were passing up Sanders, I was fucking out of my mind, furiously angry. And the Browns were like, we can't let them have Sanders, who might be one of the greatest of all time. Sanders might be a Hall of Famer, man. He might be a bust. He might be great like his dad was. The Browns said, we can't let the Steelers get him in the 5th round, man. So they jumped up and grabbed him, and the Steelers were a little bit stunned. So we were going to almost certainly grab Sanders in the 5th round. So now we're a bit stunned. Let's regroup. And they dropped down and grabbed Yahya Black. I think they were scrambling for, let's grab another defensive tackle. And I don't know that they wanted Yahya Black the whole time, but they dropped down. I thought they were stunned about Cleveland. They were sitting there smoking cigars, expecting to get Sanders in the 5th round, a possible top 10 pick. And then Cleveland said, we can't let this happen. We'll take on 5 quarterbacks. Fuck it. And Cleveland jumped up to keep Sanders away from Pittsburgh. The Steelers were stunned and dropped down and grabbed Yahya Black and then regrouped and got Will Howard in the 6th round while he was as soon as the Steelers got Will Howard, I forget who grabbed Notre Dame's quarterback because they had them like 9 and 10 or 10 and 11, 9 and 11 on the sheet. Will Howard was 9. The Notre Dame guy was like 11. So as soon as 9 went, 11 went too, because everyone's going, okay, these, you know, these quarterbacks that are rated 1 through, 10. Gabriel's highly rated in this game. All the quarterbacks that went in the NFL are highly rated in this game. So Gabriel, I was like surprised because he's like a 92 in this game. He's like really good. So I wasn't surprised when Cleveland took him. I was surprised when they jumped in front of Pittsburgh and grabbed Sanders, and I was pissed. And when we grabbed Howard, it felt at the time like a consolation prize. But that's when I started like studying Howard because I never really followed Ohio State before. So well, this Howard guy's pretty good. Am I wrong? Or does this Howard guy seem pretty good? Wait, he's only second in passing percent is behind Sanders because I was so excited Sanders had 74 passing percent. He had 73 passing percent, including in the championship game. He went as 100% to open the game passing. He went 13. This guy's got, and then he's got a gun. He's 6'4". He's like Big Ben size. So he's not short like Russ. He can see over the line. He could throw the ball deep down the field. He scrambled for 80-yard touchdown. Like when they compared him to Josh Allen, it's because of the 80-yard scramble. But he's not really like Lamar Jackson. He just does what he has to do kind of person. But they said the knock on Howard is that he can only scan half of the field. And if you disguise your coverage against him, like if you show one safety but then you drop two, or you show two and then shift to one, he gets confused. And he struggled in a couple games when they had a disguised defense. In the vanilla defenses, he does very well. But in the more complicated defense, so they're not saying he just had a bad game. They're saying the reason he has had those 2 bad games was the defenses he played were confusing. And in the other games, they were more vanilla. I don't know if this is true. I'm just repeating the knocks that I've heard. Because I haven't watched, and they might say, hey, that's all nonsense. And they said, well, he's also surrounded by Judkins and Egbuka, and they're both like super speedy receivers. And the running back, they've got two stud running backs, 2 stud wide receivers, a good defense. But Howard was also 61% passing when he played at Kansas. So I kind of see it as a natural progression for Howard. He was learning. He had a good season at Kansas. They won the Big 12 championship with Kansas. And he said no one talks about that. And then he transferred to get his 5th-year portal. I guess he's like, but what this shows me is that he's like been working really hard for this. Like he worked really hard to become the starter at Kansas City. You could see he was the backup for 3 years, started the 4th year, and then he wanted to take that success and go to the bigger program, so he moved to the bigger program. He did really well there, got 4,000 yards, and then he got drafted into the NHL. So I'm viewing it as like a natural progression that he is on, and I'm not viewing his trajectory as like a straight line, like, okay, he's got 3,000 yards. Every year there's been like an upwards trajectory. So I don't, so if he keeps going, look, the ceiling is, let's be honest. We talk about these people like they're gods, but at the end of the day, they're just human beings throwing a football. Ben Roethlisberger, C.J. Stroud, Josh Allen, Tom Brady. You hope he could be as good as any of those guys. People are leaning towards Mason Rudolph, Landry Jones, T. Martin. You know who was good quarterback was Kent Graham. Kent Graham was probably the worst Steelers quarterback. Uh, Kent Graham was so bad for the Steelers, but he was pretty good as the Giants, man. But by the time we tried him for 1 year. His arm was so beat he could barely throw the ball 5 yards. It was horrible. I don't think this is a Kent Graham situation with Aaron because he had 4,000 yards last season. So, and if you look at it, he's still gunning the ball. Ben Roethlisberger, if you look at Ben Roethlisberger's early footage, he's throwing the ball 45 yards down the field, and he scrambles outside the pocket. He throws the ball between 30 and 60 yards every time. And then if you look at Ben his final year, he's scrambling outside the pocket, and he's throwing it 5 to 15 yards. And there's a guy wide open 30 yards down the field, and he's choosing the short route every time because his arm's like tired, man. And I could see it on the field having watched Ben's whole career. I'm like, he's still efficient. He could still get outside of the pocket. He was still better than whoever they had, but he didn't have the strength in his arm anymore. But I didn't see that I looked at the highlight film of Rodgers, and I'm seeing, I don't know, I haven't followed his whole career, but I'm still seeing him 35 yards down the field. He scrambles outside the pocket. He throws it 35 yards down the field on target to Lazard, and I'm like, okay, the other pass, the pocket breaks down. He scrambles to the right. He zips a 7-yard pass, touchdown to Lazard against Miami. I think it's a game-winning touchdown, man. Or I don't know. They lost a lot of games, but he didn't play terrible. Even in the Steelers game, a lot of people say, "Oh, and we beat," but they were winning like 15-13 at halftime at one point. And he had a couple of nice passes. He threw like a behind-the-shoulder pass. He wasn't terrible against the Steelers. The Steelers ran away with it in the fourth quarter. But it was a close game into the third quarter. Go back and watch the highlights. Because I remember it as the Steelers kicked their ass. But I watched the highlights and I'm like, oh, well, I didn't remember how they were leading us. The Jets were leading the Steelers at halftime 15-13 on the back of two Rodgers touchdowns. So yeah, I should definitely podcast. I probably just talked for an hour straight. So yeah, when we also got Sawyer, with Yahya Black and Sawyer, it seems like the Steelers will be able to get the traditional 3-4 because the Steelers have been playing in this weird 2-5 hybrid where they only have two down linemen and then they've got Watt and Highsmith. And then they put Queen and usually Peyton Wilson, and then they have 5 defensive backs. They have, traditional 4, and then a slot safety running around Kazzy or whatever, Kazzy or Sutton. I think I'd like to see more Beanie Bishop than Sutton, but I think they let Kazzy go actually, but he was pretty good at that position, like roaming around, Mike Hilton's old slot position. But they play in that 2-4-5 basically. It's like a nickel 3-4 hybrid, and I don't like it at all. You saw, it's because they're used to playing that. They played the Patriots for so long that Tomlin's like, he thinks it's a great defense against the pass, and so he thinks he could shut down the pass and manage the run. But the problem is what people see that he's stubbornly sticking in that defense and just start running the ball up the middle, and then they're like just gouging the Steelers, and they stay in that defense. Finally, they switch into the 3-4, but part of it is they don't have the bodies. Like they've got Leal, Loudermilk, Ogunjobi all banged up on the outside, and I'm like, well, now they don't have that excuse anymore to say, well, we don't have the bodies to do the traditional 3-4, or the people 4-3. We don't have 4 down linemen. We've got 2 linemen and 4 linebackers. You know what I mean? You have Harmon and Keanu Benton, plus Hayward, so they'll have three, and Sawyer too. So between Benton, Harmon, Black, and Hayward, to have a beefy front, and then Sawyer can like rotate anywhere. And as a pass rusher, Sawyer can also jump outside and cover the run. And Holcomb and Bruner and Peyton Wilson, all fast linebackers. Now you have down linemen that can open up gaps again and get those linebackers attacking. Because the old Steelers way was you had three down linemen and the two linebackers attack. But you can't attack when you're playing the 2-4. That nickel hybrid's like a pass defense. So I'm really, really hoping they get back to the traditional 3-4, three down linemen, and attacking the running game, and none of this fucking bullshit that they're giving up 168 yards to fucking Henry. It's an embarrassment. Ooh, Ohio, Alabama. I'll probably all that, and then I'll lose. I should take that and put it in a podcast. You know what? And like show pictures and have footage. I should really podcast instead of just, because is anyone really paying attention to? I would get more attention if I do a full-on podcast. Maybe I have the Steelers background here. But should it be Sunny Hippie Sports, or should I have a totally different channel that's a podcast? I'm confused. Should it be my real name, or should I stay to Sunny Hippie Sports? If I do a podcast, should I start a whole new channel and use my real name, or should I just say, hey, Sunny Hippie Sports? Sunny Hippies, that's kind of what I wanted is to say Sunny Hippies News, or do I do something totally different? Global Trusted News. Kevin, or do I give out my real name? Kevin Samuel Haber News, on the news. This is Kevin Samuel Haber and this is the news that you can trust. The news that you can trust. There's something clever like left-wing lunatic news. The left-wing lunatic. This is the left-wing lunatic news, or this is Sunny Hippies on Sports. So I don't have a producer. I don't have any help, man. I don't know how I should do it, dude. And so then I get caught in indecision. I don't do anything.
They'll start this drive with a pass. Quickly complete. Big juke to get past. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. The passing game,
I guess I'm afraid to do like Sunny Hippies Politics because it's supposed to be a t-shirt shop, and I didn't want to really be partisan with my, but I guess I can't help but be partisan. Like, the hippies are typically against war. You are typically against Republicans, but you in the 60s, the Republican, the MAGA were like the beatniks, am I right? They were called beatniks, and the beatniks and the hippies. The beatniks were like MAGA, and the hippies were, well, hippies. They just protested the war. They, ooh, man, he came down there fast.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise,
one problem, their defense has a lot of play action, which I don't like. Oh man, he made a great play. Wow, another great play by my tight end. Holy shit. two great plays, man. Their defender did a great play, but my tight end made a great play. That's what Chris Carter in the Post-Gazette was saying, that we're surrounded by such great talent that it's hard to, like that play, that's their tight end. He's a beast, man.
Just great. And as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window, and you just say, hey, defense won that ball. Good coverage.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air.
Get it.
A short pass to the tight end. He will step out of bounds.
Howard's money, dude.
Pick up and a first down for this offense. The Buckeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down.
Oh no!
Here's the pass. Intercepted.
I saw him there. I shouldn't have thrown it. Shit. It's not on Howard. That's on me. It's not like when I was playing, when Pickett went to the Steelers, and you played as Pickett on the Steelers. It was so bad. You couldn't pass with him. You had to do little lob passes, 5 yards. Otherwise, almost took it back.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Oh, that's a pick.
That pass picked off. Got some room to run. He's at the 40. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
Really early in this game, you're
got it
seeing
back. I got it back.
On both sides of the ball. Interception on the first drive of the game, and now they come out, and this defense
Now he knows how I feel now.
There are a lot of dudes in the back end with speed, with the ability to close. What a phenomenal play by that young man just now to get the ball back to his offense.
Yeah, man, they want nice white people with good references.
He's looking to throw. Coming after it. That's reeled in. It's Smith. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down.
The number one goal as a defense is try to hit the QB as many times
This running
as
back is a
possible.
beast too, man. They've got two beast running backs.
Nice job getting there, getting the hit on him. A nice job of executing by the quarterback, taking the hit.
Alabama's really good also, though.
Defense rolls up deep in its own
I thought we were going to get Jalen Monroe
end.
from Alabama.
Looking to throw, it's Howard. Got
Oh,
his
he
man
made a
on.
mistake there, diving.
Catch and run into the end zone.
He could have tackled me if he kept running.
And what a nice start for this offense.
He fell down and let me go into the end zone.
Getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence.
Well, he dove for the pass breakup, but he could have tackled me if.
And with the extra point,
I thought he was going to tackle me for like only like a 1 yard gain or something, but then he fell down and
and what a way to finish it with a 9-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team out there getting set.
it's like scoring on the opening drive, even though we exchanged the ball.
No reason to risk
There's Jalen Monroe who got drafted. I thought the Steelers might get this guy from Alabama, but
Here comes
I don't know, man. I might be more happy with Howard,
That last drive
dude.
was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it
Could
up
Howard
again
be
with
the
pick
best
just
in the draft?
And he intercepts it.
Now, you know who I think is the best in the draft? Shug.
Return on the pick.
I think Sanders is going to be very good. Shug is going to be good. I haven't. Is Cam Ward? I guess obviously Cam Ward.
They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. They'll try it over the left side. They get him on the ground, a 6-yard run in the red zone down to the 11.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning.
I couldn't audible into a
Reached the
pass. I
2-minute
saw
warning.
his
We'll see if the offense can build on this lead before the break.
stupid punt
Going
defense.
to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down.
I like this because it's an easy read. It's just like inside and outside read.
It's Howard. Quarterback on the move, still looking.
No, throw it away. Oh, fuck. He was open 5 minutes earlier. Oh, my God. He was wide open, and then I didn't know what button it was, and then I guessed, and then it was way too late. Oh, my God. Terrible. Could have really put him away there.
Rolls onto the field. He wants to start this drive with a pass. All kinds of room to throw that one in there.
Man, I could have really put him away there. Instead, I blundered, man.
He wants to throw. Trying to get to it.
Oh, took it back.
Interception number 3 on the day. And they'll drag
Go.
it down after a good return on the interception. And the senior just took that one out of the air and sends it the other way. Couldn't order better field position for this offense. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Fires it down
Oh,
the
I thought he had him beat. Oh, look, he did have him beat, man. Why did throw underneath? I think because you have to, you have to lob it, dude. I did a bullet pass, so it goes straight. That's why it was like 5 yards underneath. Because I did have him beat. Look, let's look at it. It's a bullet pass underneath. I would have had to throw it like deep to the left. It was kind of a risky throw, but I think I could have gunned it in there if I threw it more correctly. Again, don't take advantage of this interception that I got.
I know you want to go to this guy because he's made so many plays for you, but when he's doubled, surely somebody else has a much easier play to make.
And it might not be the stud that he is, right? Like, I might not find another guy that's a baller like him, that's a playmaker, but now I got one-on-one matchups elsewhere that I got to go take advantage of. If they're going to double cover him, I'm going to take advantage of him.
Good play. He found that guy.
Looking to pass. It's Milrow. Here he goes breaking the pocket. He's turning it loose into the middle.
No way.
It's caught inside the 20. And it is a chunk play. A huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Flushed out of the pocket.
You gotta be kidding me.
There's not a lot more beautiful in football than the play action and the open tight end.
Because it freezes those linebackers, it freezes those safeties because they have to come up for a second.
Oh, man, go. Shit. I broke the wrong way, man. Got ourselves a game. So yeah, you could, if you could subscribe and like the channel, like the video and subscribe, I appreciate it. It helps the algorithms. Leave a nice comment. It's free. It costs you nothing. It helps out the channel. Let me know how you feel. Do you agree that the Steelers have already verbally committed with Rodgers? Do you agree that Mason Rudolph It's just getting one touchdown per game is not great.
First half, and I don't think anybody had onside kick in the second quarter on their bingo card. They were trying to catch the opponent off guard, but it didn't work. Now let's find out what this offense could do. You've got to make them pay for gambling.
And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him
Oh, man.
in the passing game as well?
I thought he was going to intercept it.
After the catch.
No, wrong call.
You put him in the box and let him block big defensive linemen, or you put him in the slot and you throw him the football and have success.
Back to throw, it's Howard. It's complete. And he'll be marked down right there, still short of the first down. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds.
So this is ugly, though.
Now on second down.
Ugly offense, but maybe we can get some points here. Let's get some ugly points.
He's looking to throw. Snagged in the middle. It's Scott. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half.
Great job by the offense. Listen, if the defense is going to sit back in zone, you know what you got to do. Run those crossers across the formation. Those guys that they're looking at the quarterback, they're not trying to pick up receivers all the time. Make those precise throws, right in those holes, get those first downs, get those big chunks.
Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. Clock winding towards zero. They'll get one more snap off. Touchdown, Buckeyes!
Howard's money, dude.
Operator to work and put 6 on the board.
It's like milky, dude.
I
It's
just
like
love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man.
Money,
you want
dude.
to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep
he was
this
thinking
lead,
field
keep
goal,
momentum,
but
and keep putting
Howard's too nice,
And
dude.
the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need
Howard's
to do
passing.
is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return.
Money,
No chance to
money,
return that one.
money.
A booming kickoff out of the back of the end zone. It's a
I
touchdown.
hope it translates to the NFL, dude.
One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms.
The Steelers don't draft quarterbacks that frequently, so when they do, it's like a big ordeal.
Tosses one high and deep down the left side. It's incomplete, and they tried to finish.
There's
this
a lot of
one
excitement
away.
around this pick, Will Howard. But the Post-Gazette said, Tate, you might want to temper your excitement here, man. This criticism is accurate. He's really good at diagnosing the defense. There's a John Gruden video with Howard and Gruden together, and it's very impressive how Howard's able to diagnose defenses along with Gruden, a coach of the NFL coach, who I don't particularly care for, by the way, but it's still a good into the mind of Howard, getting to know, and study this. Impressive how he could study the film. You don't have to like Gruden, you could still enjoy the video.
They'll open this third quarter with a run.
And I did watch that video, and it is very impressive, but they said, like, in the Post-Gazette that he gets confused by different kinds of defenses, and if you show cover 1 but switch into cover 2, he gets confused and shit like that.
He's gonna pass. He hurls one deep down the left side. A big time catch.
He's not always
Sideline,
recognizing when
excellent throw too. That last play changed everything on this possession. They've got it first and 10 inside the 30. Back to throw. It's Milrow. Right down the middle. Got his man downfield.
I think that's something he can learn though. Like he can spot, like if they're in a cover 1 and then the certain guy, if it's really a cover 2, his first move is going to be this. So so you could break down the disguise by keeping an eye on a certain player, and then so in a cover 2 you have 2 guys back, in a cover 1 guy back. But so you keep an eye on this guy. If he drops back, then it's a cover 2 in disguise.
Positive yards makes the next.
Oh, I just missed him.
Touchdown, Crimson Tide. They'll line up to go for 2. Snap in the shotgun. Quarterback floating away from pressure. And it'll be intercepted.
Yes, I keep the lead. Yes.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch.
We got ourselves a real competitive game here, dudes. We got to quit babbling around and
Ohio
focus.
State offense onto the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
Oh, it was in his hand. You can't drop that.
To see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on the field.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Wants to throw. It's Howard. Now adjusting.
Fuck, if I would have sprinted a little sooner, maybe.
Eventually, he goes down.
I think going into halftime trailing, this defense knew that they were going to have to start making plays here in the second half. And early in the third quarter here on this drive, they get a sack. That is really good news for this defense.
On 3rd and long, trying to convert through the air. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And
That safety came over too much. Shit.
They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
Yeah, and I like the
Yeah, it was kind of an experiment, though, from the previous thing. I wanted to see if I could lob it out front to the left. The answer was yes. It was a better pass, but
getting a hand on it, tipping that ball away from the wide receiver.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Looking for a block. It's Adams. They'll put a stop to that return.
the other safety was in position. You got to pull him away better.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They took it down the field for a touchdown the last time they had it, and now an opportunity to take the lead in this football game.
So they got to be feeling good. If they did their part, score, your defense does your part, Jesse. This offense, keep that momentum. I would say stay aggressive.
And just keep doing what you were doing on that last drive, right? Well, whatever was working for you, just go back. Keep using those same playmakers.
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
That's a great individual effort by him right there. When I think about Ohio State football, too, especially on defense, right, it's the legacy of the silver bullets, guys flying around, giving great effort and getting to the football, but it all has to start up front on the D-line. You've got to be dominant at that position, and right there, you just saw that, the ability to win one-on-one and make a play.
Forcing down the left side. And they can't hook up on the big
You
play.
gonna punt it back or go for it?
Man, this QB is so dangerous. He can get outside the pocket, and right here you can tell he gets outside the pocket. Now I got to make some decisions, man. Do I want to go chase
These
this
kids
guy?
don't
Do I
ever
play
punt,
coverage?
dude.
That's why these mobile quarterbacks can really put you in a predicament. The defense won this battle, but that guy is so hard to corral.
Looking to the big tight end.
Sawyer got him.
Swatted away. It's a turnover on downs.
Sawyer was right in there, man.
Smart enough to swat the ball down. Don't go for the pick, especially on 4th down.
He had to throw it because Sawyer was too
Nice
fast.
job by the defender.
From the gun, running back gets to give.
Ooh, he almost broke that.
But it'll be enough for a 1st down, and we'll see if they get another play off here in the 3rd.
If I could get a touchdown and a two-pointer and put him away.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Quick strike complete.
And this offense, I think, will do a good job in this game divvying up the football and distributing it to different guys in the passing game. It won't just be receivers. It's not going to be tight ends. This running back, he's a
Tony Howard's nice, man.
You saw it right there.
The Buckeyes are threatening in the red zone. They keep it on the ground.
Oh, that pulling guard fucking pulled right into me.
And that is not happening.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking?
He pulled right into me, dude.
He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
They'll try to power their way ahead.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Good follow of the block, man.
Touchdown, Ohio State.
And the running back was not going to be denied
Good
on
block
that.
follow.
He had a hole. He saw it. He put his foot in the ground, and that was pay dirt.
Well, this is, you go up by 8 here, so
On to attempt
go
the
up by,
try.
go ahead and go ahead by 8.
And he splits the uprights and pushes the lead to 8 here in the fourth. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring
Put the pressure on
touchdown.
him to score twice. It's 2-point conversion. I could have went for 2, but then it's taking the pressure off a little bit if I miss it.
It'll be a touchback. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning.
Well, you know he's going to throw deep, and you know he's going to try to scramble around.
Unleashes it on the run. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and the defense needs to come up with a stop to close this thing out.
Jesus.
After the incompletion, looking at second down.
Yeah, I thought he was out of bounds,
Scanning the
but
field, it's Milrow. Throws for the tight end. Pulls it in. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Alabama pushing the tempo. Looking to go up top on first down.
man, did he get lucky
This
on
will be
that.
incomplete, a big hit there versus second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Defense playing a bail technique. Fires to the wideout. He got a hand in there. Knocks it away.
Close.
Incomplete.
Well, this defense has had the QB's number all game long. One of the reasons why is because this cornerback, when he's on an island, he's winning the 50-50 balls, and he's not letting anything get thrown over his head downfield. Great job in coverage, disguising what he's doing and knocking balls away.
Fuck.
A strike downfield. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. They want to just keep throwing it. Complete downfield. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pick up, and they'll move the chains with the first down. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call.
Yeah, and get
The
fucking
Tide with the 1st and 10.
Sawyer back on the field, man.
He's looking to throw it.
Yeah.
And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play. On second down, looking again to throw. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. Throws to the wideout. Tremendous awareness along the...
What's the challenge? He dropped it, dude.
I know they've got all their timeouts left, but it feels like this is the ball game right here. 4th down, the quarterback's got to do something special, knowing that they need a touchdown here to win.
The coach still thinks he was
What are you
right.
challenging, bro? He
Officials
dropped
say
it.
He was not. The challenge is denied, and the timeout is gone. On fourth down, they'll pass for it.
By OC shots. Start next season. Here. Let's see what let's play with the running back that we picked up. Match tier 3. Ooh, Oklahoma State. Cool. Play as this running back the Steelers picked up.
Welcome to Boone Pickens Stadium, Stillwater, Oklahoma, home to the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Pistol Pete, ready to start firing those pistols for the battle we have in store. We've got a sensational matchup for you. Fans have been filing in and getting ready for this game. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Iowa Hawkeyes, taking on a team from the Big 12, the Oklahoma State Cowboys. For EA Sports College Football.
Look at a new playoffs, or a new new playoff run.
And the Hawkeyes will put total weather to crank us up. And he's coming out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15.
Okay, yeah, so now it's Yaya Black here. Well, with Harmon, I don't really like to play as Harmon as much because he's only one player, whereas if I play as Ohio and Iowa, I get 2 players, one on each side, so it makes it a little more fun as a Steeler fan.
Well, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in stopping the run. Let's keep our eye on them throughout the course of the game and see if they can contain this running attack.
After the 3-yard pickup,
Here's
they
Black.
come to the line,
No.
2nd and 7.
Where's Yaya Black, man? It showed him on the thing, it said Black, I saw him.
Gonna run it. It's Gordon. That keeps the running game churning. Pick up a 5 to the 23.
Just a simple power play. Power football. Be strong, be big, be physical. Make it a
There he is.
game. Make a
94,
play.
oh, okay. I thought he was 95, he's 94.
So what do they have for 3rd and short from their own 23?
There's the guy the Steelers drafted instead of Shadir Sanders.
Using his feet to buy time.
Yaya Black. They literally got him instead. They were going to draft Sanders, but then as soon as Cleveland jumped up and stunned them, they were forced to grab this guy. But I think they're kind of happy though. I'm not saying that they're upset to have him. Like,
This offense, a bunch of 3 and outs. They won't do that here, but they might go 4 and out if they don't convert. On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Unloads to the
oh, he got all day to pass. Yaya got blocked.
For this offense as they move the chains on 4th down.
That's a
Well, he's not a pass rusher. He's more, and actually that's more of what he's going to do for your team, man. He's going to eat up a block. So it's like right here, like the two guys will block him. He won't do anything except get blocked, and hopefully both of these two guys, which should allow the linebacker to make a play. Well, his job is to like eat up the center and the guard. Their lineman's pretty good. He's able to push me aside.
And runs like that are like body blows in a boxing match. 4, 5, 6-yard gains early turn into 20, 30, 40.
Yeah, OSU's offensive lineman. He's getting black pretty good. Well, they've done a good job of programming these days where you can play the offensive line. I read it, but I just didn't have the speed to get over there. It's hard to cover the safety when you play the interior. I mean, it's hard to play the screen when you're interior.
Of the throw is what helped that guy get extra yards after the catch.
They'll give it on the counter. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on 1st down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
On the run, it's Gordon.
Yeah, they are. They're gouging me on the ground, man.
I think throughout the weekend, opening script, I don't even know if they envisioned it going as well as it has. This has been beautiful. Nice balance, really nice.
What the fuck up? Announcers are slurping them so hard, dude. Holy shit. I don't think they expected them to be this great. No matter what they want to do, they're able to do it. Run, pass, everything. Shut the fuck up, dude.
To the red zone, and here they go. The throw makes the grab. It's Presley.
I don't think they drew it up that easy. They didn't think Iowa was going to be so easy, but Iowa stinks. Yaya Black is getting pushed around, blocked. I would have rather had Sanders than this guy. Are you fucking kidding me? What a joke. But Black and Harmon in the middle with Keanu Benton and then Sawyer. They definitely did strengthen up the troops there, man. And actually Gainwell's a pretty good running back too. I think he's a little underrated. Darius Slay, another pickup by Pittsburgh. Lots of reasons to get excited. They have Slay, Rodgers.
They'll start the drive here with 1st down to open this period. Running back searching for a hole. Got it across the 20 and out to the 23. A pickup of 4.
It's just simple 1st down run.
And then if Rodgers could train Howard, that would be great, man.
Trying to impose their will with the run.
Oh!
All kinds of running room.
2-on-2. Whoop! Look, his name is Black. My guy's Black, and then his name is Black. 2-verse-on-2.
Eruption into the end zone by this running back.
And this back does it a lot.
Wow. There's the Steelers' new running back.
Makes everybody's job easier. Oh, we can play action. Oh, we can throw it. But it starts with the run game, and this guy's setting everything up.
That's the Steelers' new running back. Jesus.
Only took 2 plays to find the end zone on that drive and gashing them on the
This
touchdown
that
run
block
finished it
right,
off.
that
And
block
we're
though
all
was.
square as he's set to kick it away.
They made this game pretty good, like the blocking, the way the offensive line blocks and the guards pull, and sometimes they get caught up. Like
Looking for blockers.
pretty good. And also, they did a great job, I have to say, of making this game feel like college and the pros feel like the pros. For example, this is a little bit sloppy, a little more fluid. Some more big plays get broken by mistakes. There's more bad players where like there might be a team where only 1 or 2 players are good, whereas in college or in the pros, almost every team has good players at key positions. It tends to be more tight and less big mistakes and stuff like that. This game tends to be more like
The give to the tailback. On the move at the 30. They make the stop. It is
this game does some things better. Like I like the tier matching, so you like play teams of your own skill level, and
Nice job there picking up the first down.
The clock has stopped.
there's a big variety of stadiums. Even though they're all kind of the same, it's like just the color, and you know what I mean, the color jersey in the crowd. But it's still, I mean, you play in a lot of different areas, like, see a lot of different teams.
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33.
Play in a lot of different stadiums you might not
Back to pass. It's
typically
moving.
see in the pros or in general.
Trying to make magic with his feet. He will step out of bounds, but not before.
And, you know, it's actually good for the country. It brings people together. Like I would have no reason. The guy from Pittsburgh has no reason to really interact with the person from Oklahoma. You know what I mean? Like except for like sports. So football really.
Might be looking to run.
Oh, great play.
Wide open downfield. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this
It could like unify people that don't typically have anything in common.
Thinking about taking off and running with that one. He was outside the pocket, but he kept his eyes down the field. He kept reading the coverage. He was surveying.
Oh man.
Accurate throw, and they get the first down.
Think the hit threw him off.
QBs that when they get hit, when they get hurried, when they get pressured, they become
Got
very
ourselves a
accurate.
ball
Really nice
game
job
though
on the
here.
defense, pressuring the quarterback.
Last play didn't go as planned. Now 2nd and 10 from the 26. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that 3rd down play. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. The sure hands, it's Owens.
Well, Trump teach me one thing: never apologize for anything, man. You're always right,
To get the ball out quick, and you wanted your receiver to
and keep attacking, man. Don't surrender your point, even when you're wrong, because otherwise people just run all over you, man. I don't agree with them, but you know, it is effective. And like if you're in court and they say, "Did you make a right turn on red?" You say, "Yes, but." There's no but, dude. You said the word yes. So what you should just say is, what actually happened? There was an emergency vehicle who don't. They try to get you to say yes, you know, yes I did, or no I, but. If you're very, like, so for example, did you do this? He is a... You never say, yes, I did that. Like, so, like this, did you rape Eugene Carroll? The left-wing lunatics are out to get me. They're always, you know what I mean? Like, did you rape her, yes or no? This is a political outrage. So you like never really answer the question. You just like grandstand your point constantly.
From the gun, wants to pass. Throwing right.
Oh, I was there, man.
He will
I thought Tim got the interception.
Oklahoma State. That touchdown was a clinic in keeping your offense on the field and wearing the other defense out.
Sometimes your best defense is your own offense. Being able to stay on
Because
the
when you
field,
pander
you're
and
absolutely right, Grace. That was
concede and say,
playing at
oh,
great
I'm
pace.
sorry,
You
I
should be making
shouldn't have
good,
said fuck
smart
off, you
decisions
cunt,
and not shooting yourselves in the foot.
when you saluted Hitler. You know what I mean? Like,
It doesn't get any better than that last drive.
no, you should have said fuck off, you cunt. They were a fucking cunt. You know what I mean? Like,
Touchdown drive. They really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you played a lot of plays, you get worn out. You need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a
but there are different ways you could say it. Like, I was actually using AI, and it was like showing me like politer ways. You like basically are saying fuck off, but it's like
Just masterful working that
in like
sideline and
more
getting
like
the
clever
throw out for the
ways.
catch. They knew they could slip that tight end behind the backers with that play action fake.
Well, it's because I can't win, Reese. I have to play the run. You know, all these RPOs, all these different things.
Oh, I thought he intercepted it, and then he didn't, and then I got it.
Green ahead. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that
I think
one.
we both thought he had it.
And that's why for the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. The incompletion leads to 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, it's McNamara. Fires to the wideout.
How did he get? Oh my God!
Is intercepted.
He looked so wide open, and then I guess it came out late or something. Fuck!
Look at everybody playing man across the board.
It looked so open, dude, and then he like broke on the ball, man. Shit.
I don't need to force it. I don't force it into tight windows if it's not there. He throws
You know, if I would have thrown it maybe earlier, he was open a second earlier, but by the time he got towards the end zone, he caught up.
First time out of the half.
I like the decision.
You have to throw it like before he breaks, man. So as soon as he breaks, the ball's already there. By the time he's almost towards the sideline, it's too late, man. So I think he was open, but I waited too long to throw it.
DBs will try to keep everything in front. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Presley. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chain. The offense will quickly use a timeout. They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. The sure hands, it's Freeman. Nice pickup there, gets him the first down.
Well, yeah, and I mean, Chris Carter made some good points, but he lost me a little bit when I said, well, which college quarterbacks are diagnosing this guy? He said Lamar Jackson. I'm like, listen. And he said Michael Penix. I'm like, you're really grasping at straws here for your examples. Although you might not be wrong overall. Lamar Jackson did not win the Heisman Trophy by diagnosing defenses, and he didn't become a competent passer until his 7th season. He's the scrambling ability that made him great. And now in his 7th year, he's more dangerous. Now he's more passing a lot better last season than he has before, but typically he's getting like 2,000 yards passing, which, as I stated earlier in the broadcast, is meager, and but the 1,000 yards rushing along with it is, but now last year he had 4,000 yards passing. If he does that again, you can't keep calling him a running back.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the...
He's off to the races.
Yeah, I mean, if Lamar Jackson has another big year, then a big, 3,000 or 4,000 yards passing again, then we could stop calling him a running back.
I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
A Able to pick up a couple before he's knocked down. They mark it at the 10.
I love this play here. This is a play I use with the Steelers a lot.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They give it to him again. Gets it inside the 10.
I like that play because it's easy to read the blocks and sometimes it opens up.
They'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a first and goal. Trying to get the corner.
That dude Caleb Johnson defense, dude. Wow. Said he's more of a zone reader, whereas like Najee's more of a gap reader. And the Steelers run more of a zone scheme. So, and Caleb's a zone runner. You like run this way and find the hole. Where Najee was better if he like hits the hole and then jukes in the second thing, but if he has to choose, he tends to like dance too much, which it's always been his problem. He got a lot better at his final year, but he's still like, 3.8 yards per carry versus 5,
He'll start the return inside his 5.
This is a hell of a game here. It's like
And he'll be stopped at the 17. Oklahoma State has it back and the offense is on the field. From the shotgun, they'll run it. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. And the Cowboys in the hurry up. Now the play fake.
Yeah, get him.
Dances away from the heat. And the sack all the way back at the 5. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play.
What was this guy doing?
Back to the line of scrimmage. 4th down, and they've got to get it to the next time zone, but the offense is going to stay on the field on 4th down. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Fourth and a long way to go, but the offense is going to give it a shot. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Pass on the way. It's picked off. Got room on the return. He is finally out of bounds, but he was smelling that end zone on that return.
A lot of quarterbacks have so much confidence that they can fit the ball in tight windows. How about the defensive player right here making an unbelievable interception, forcing the turnover, big play, big momentum swing.
With the run on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Hawkeyes! And with that one, they jump on top here in the 2nd half.
Caleb Johnson, black and gold, baby.
Anytime he gets near it, you know he's going to lower his shoulder, do whatever it takes to get in the end zone.
He reminds me of Rashard Mendenhall.
And the extra point is true.
Mendenhall wasn't bad, and
that's exactly what you want to do.
Super Bowl fumble wasn't his fault, man.
Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. Let's see what he can do.
Well, I commented to him on Instagram. He made a post something about like nothing about something different, and I said, "Oh, you fumbled like you fumbled the Super Bowl." And he said, "Steeler fans won't ever let me forget."
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure.
He might have even said fans in like quotes, and I felt bad. I said, "Hey, sorry, man."
Some people do that better than others.
tried to like backtrack it a little bit, but I think he was the hurt was done.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6.
In truth, that play was not his fault. The lineman got pushed backwards into him. The lineman was pushed backwards like 4 yards, which is on the lineman getting pushed back. You're supposed to do the pushing, not get pushed back, you know? And so, and then the ball was like awkwardly handled. So Mendenhall and the lineman were like right next, and then the ball just like popped up in the air. Mendenhall never really got it. It wasn't like he had the ball and took a few yards and then it popped. Like I remembered it differently. In my memory, it was fully his fault. But watching the highlight, I was like, oh, yeah, it is kind of like an awkward handoff. The lineman gets pushed back into Mendenhall. The ball comes popping out. You could blame the lineman. You could play Ben. It's actually hard to blame Mendenhall when you go look at the replay of that play. The Mendenhall fumble in the Super Bowl, it's not really his fault, dude.
Find space on the right. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up?
And funny to talk about it because we're playing. The Steelers will sign Rodgers. Rodgers has a chance, even though the Steelers beat him in the Super Bowl. He has a chance to win a Super Bowl with Pittsburgh and make up for it. This is for when you beat us. Now you have to win one for us.
As soon as he got it, he had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. That's caught. It's Foster. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. It's a one-score game late, and they've got to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down.
Oh, he barely got it.
Gets it inside the 5.
Wow.
It'll be 1st and goal. We have reached the 2-minute warning, and time is of the essence if this offense is going to make a play. And a big opportunity for this offense to tie the game up in the 4th with a touchdown. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line and no farther. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal?
Oh, he did fool me on that too. I thought he was going to hand it up the middle, man.
Great job executing. The offense did what they needed to do. You got somewhat of a decision here. Do you want to kick it, tie it up?
I wouldn't kick it, dude. I mean, I wouldn't go for it. I'd definitely tie it, dude. I hate this new thing where he's like, always go for it, go for it. Dan Campbell, we don't kick field goals. Yeah, that's why you lost the Super Bowl. You know? You kick field goals, you would have won. You would have tied the Super Bowl. They lost by 6 points, and they didn't kick 2 field goals. Like, bro, you could have tied the. You could have won the Super Bowl if you would have just kicked field goals. Dan Campbell. It's like too manly with his orange fucking nose, dude, looking like a fucking Rudolph.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is...
And that's a live ball.
Oh, wow, you got to be kidding me, dude. It's so weird. I was talking about Mendenhall's fumble, and then the new Steeler guy fumbled.
Jump on it, creating a massive momentum shift, but they're already in field goal range where they stand right now to break this tie.
Fast motion from the offense. To the ground with the back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. Second down, clock's running. Leaves it with the back. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. The defense burns their third and final timeout of the half. Third play of the drive, and they need to make something happen here on 3rd and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Really nice third down sub defense there at that time. It's 3rd and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture. Pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback. Now forcing the incompletion, setting up 4th.
Oh, he is?
So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot.
He missed it.
Is no good.
Yes, I don't pay for the fumble.
Still deadlocked. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride.
It's so fucking laggy, dude.
A pretty good bit of ground to cover here, Jesse, but they've got some time to work with.
They do. So tempo is going to be important. You got to go fast. You just got to make good decisions at the quarterback position.
And those good decisions.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Dropping back, it's McNamara. Finds his big tight end. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. On 1st down, here comes this offense. He's going to pass. Got rid of it just
Fucking
in time.
laggy, dude.
Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down.
And finally, the defense is able to get
Fuck,
some
it's
pressure
like
on the
super
quarterback. They've been
laggy.
trying all game long, different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls in.
They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. There's
I
a
had to
difference
for the
between
lag, dude.
methodical and thorough and slow. They were slow, and they got the flag. 2nd down coming up.
Hoping it settles down here, this lag.
He's looking to throw. Pressure coming. And here's a fumble.
I can't do anything, dude. It's like fucking laggy, dude.
With a huge fumble recovery. And he's brought
And I'm like fucking just trying to hit the button.
You're thinking, I got the ball, time running out, I got to go get a score, take the lead, win this
It's like,
football game
I
now.
don't know if it's lagging for you guys, but
Defense to bail you
it's just
out.
like, I can't fucking play, dude.
This game is staying.
Well, this is just the type of field position this offense wants. Hands it off. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive.
What's going on? I don't know if it's lagging for him like it's lagging for me, but
And he got it. Redemption.
he didn't win. I lost
Earlier, but when it
because of the lag, dude. I just started
nailed it.
system started lagging.
Pretty
But even
rough
still, it's
showing
like
there by this team. Just couldn't find a way to get things going and come up with the win.
Just got outplayed, Reese. There were moments in this game.
Bowman
there were
played good,
plays to
though.
be had and plays to be made. At the end of the day, they just did not execute well enough in any of the 3 phases on any side of the football. So, David, moving forward, a lot to take away from this game as they try to win.
A lot to take away and a lot to learn from. I mean, losses definitely hurt. They sting. But
the lag could settle down. I moved the computer to a different location, but that game it just started lagging really bad in the 4th quarter.
So that's going to do it
Couldn't
for
do
us.
anything,
For Jesse
dude.
Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long.
Look, I had 14 points. I could have got 3 or something, dude. It was so laggy. I couldn't fucking do anything, dude. It's like choppy. It's going like this and shit. Not me. My picture is good, but uh, the game is like choppy. All right, I got to go eat lunch, man. Thanks for listening to me rant about football. We'll play some more later.